Hello YouTube, it's Rom from Ramen Noodles TCG, and today I am at Starlight Games. I played in a multi-box tournament, and in round 2 I faced off with this very inventive duelist here, Harrison. So Harrison, tell us what you played and tell us how you did.
So I'm playing Bystial Naturia. We saw varied success with that. I got top 4 with it. Did well my first 2 rounds, and then playing against the other top 4. A lot of back and forth, playing against both Bystial and Malice. I would say all solid games, no just instantly ended over from bricked hands or just not being able to do enough. So pretty happy with the results on that.
Awesome. All right, let's see that list.
Okay, so starting in the main with the Naturias. So 3 Mole Cricket, he's great to see in the opening hand. We have a lot of different ways to send him from hand to grave, turn 1. If we can get him in there, then the main weakness often of the Naturia end board is just people attacking over it. So if you put up the Naturia end board before they can have a battle phase, then you get the 2 free negates out of Sunflower.
Yeah, all right.
So with him, 2 Camellia.
Oh, 2, interesting.
I felt is a good enough ratio. I don't like opening her. She ideally, I can just find her in the deck. If you open her, she's still a good normal summon. If when it's turn 2 and I still have her, if I have a Bystial on hand, free going into a level 10. So not bad to see, but ideally it's getting summoned off Mole Cricket.
Yeah.
Finishing that off, 1 Sunflower. Don't want to see it, but great card. 2 negates. Turn 0.
Yeah, this is hella strong.
Then after that, 1 Blessing to search off of the Sacred Tree. So Blessing's also another one that ideally you're not seeing, but if you have any of the Naturias in rotation other than Sunflower, it's still just a good extender. Keeps those plays going, helps with some of the grind game, just getting it back.
Yeah, so Blessing is crazy. And Konami, why is Sacred Tree still limited? Please give my boy back his Sacred Trees.
Yeah, if there were more Sacred Trees, it definitely helps a lot with the grind game. Seeing it in the opening hand isn't the worst, because it's still, if I discard, I can get Mole Cricket. I can potentially get another discard after that to still get my Mole Crickets going. But yeah, if it's after it's discarded, there's no getting it back. So that's it with that.
Okay.
So that's it for the Naturias.
Okay. Very compact here.
Going into the Bystials, I've got the 1 Magnemite, the 1 Druid Swarm. I have 2 Saraneers.
Okay.
After we lost Druid Swarm, I upped on the Saraneers, and then 2 Baldrakes.
Oh, okay.
Baldrakes, nice if you find more Bystials. He feels pretty good. And then the 1 Lubellion. Usually he's getting sent off of the Saraneer and a regain for him to search. These ones are good to see sometimes. I've had people make me go first, in which case I just pray that I find the Lubellion and get that, because this is a lot of my grind game. Regained plus being able to cycle some of the Naturia is how I can go on to turns 4 and 5 reliably, if we get that in rotation.
Would you consider playing more Lubellion in the future, perhaps a 2nd or 3rd one?
It's considered. I want to test it out, because he's not great to see. He's not a hand trap, and I'm trying to, almost every time I'm picking to go 2nd. So I would think about it if I want to decide for going first. I might have a side deck of going first cards.
Interesting.
And more engine, like maybe a 3rd Camellia. But right now this felt like good numbers of all of the level 6s. And the 1 Lubellion gets searched off of that. So
nice. Okay, makes sense.
Feels good. I was seeing enough bodies to be able to interrupt any Mitsurugi plays and have bodies to be able to hop here with.
Yes.
So continuing on with the bodies that get summoned, I have 3 Rescue Ace Impulse and 1 Rescue Ace Fire Attacker.
Yeah, so this is crazy here. So could you explain the sauce here?
Yes, so it is a 3 Impulse. This is a hard Garnet with the Fire Attacker. Probably the worst card to ever see in your grip. But if he's not there, and you have an impulse, this is one of the discard outlets. So any effect that activates summons the fire attacker. If fire attacker is able to resolve, gets a draw 2 and discard 1. We love to see either discarding the Sacred Tree or discarding the Mole Cricket. That's just a way to get all of the turn 0 plays going. And another level 6 body is perfect for pairing with everything else. Pairs with the Bystials, pairs with Hopier. So he felt great. I did have him in the grip a couple of times, one time as well, paired with the Impulse. So we still got him on the board. He was still able to do the draw 2.
Yeah, that was against me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got cooked by that really hard. Yeah.
So it's not useless like that. Also, something about Impulse that did come up a lot more than I expected is his on-field effect. He did prove to be a very useful normal summon against Mitsurugi. So his on-field effect, I can target the highest attack monster and make it so that they can't activate its effects. So against Raizio Mitsurugi, I was always able to either target the, I can't remember the name of Murakumo, or if they had more of a Raizio board, Detonator, and just force out a lot of interactions. So against Detonator, we had a whole chain that went through. He ended up having to reset his detonator. He had to pop his own detonator so that it wouldn't get targeted with this, so that it could keep going. And then it ended up getting the beard in the end.
Cool.
But did a lot of work with that. Proved that even he's good as a hand trap, good as a normal summon. Very valuable with the whole engine going on. So then after that, probably the most important card, Hopier Squadron. If you see this card and any of the Rescue Ace, any of the Bystials, probably going to win the game with that. That's usually just enough against most decks.
Yeah, Hopier is crazy. Oh my god, the plays you're able to do. I'm so excited to see this extra deck, dude.
Yeah, so helps with dodge any targeting. Sometimes people have tried to do removal on some of the bodies that I had turn 1. But then it's also just the surprise factor. Nobody's ready for you to Hopier into something. A lot of different options. The main one that I went into today, just as it came up, was the pop 2 from Excel into Stardust into Satellite Warrior. Very valuable. Anytime I summon that, I won. So that looks good. Next, a card that is paired with him, but I think this is going to get taken out. This is Shining Star Dragon. I have it as a one of, just kind of testing it out. So he's here. He provides some follow-up if I've Hopiered earlier in the game, or if I have a hand of a Hopier and any of my level 6s that summon themselves, I can go into the Excel Stardust, into Stardust, make the Satellite Warrior, and then he can do a follow-up play of summon back the Excel or the Stardust, and then I'll go into a level 12 Synchro with that.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
With the new Snake Eyes.
Oh, okay, yes.
So, not too much play with him.
Did it ever clog your hand today?
Once. He still works as a level 4 tuner, but if I'm trying to just normal summon, go into a level 10 Synchro, it's probably already a lost cause. I don't think it didn't really come up. So normally he was getting sided out just as something that's free to side. When he does work, it's awesome, but it's usually already in a point where I'm winning the game. So hasn't happened. One thing just to note, he can also get searched off of my Bystials. So if I have done Bystial plus Hopier, he's a great next target to search for being able to do that plays next turn. But he's probably going to get caught. So after that, going further into the hand trap lineup, we have 3 Chaos Hunter.
Chaos Hunter main?
Chaos Hunter in the main.
Whoa, you're wildin', bro.
I need any of my discard outlets.
Wait, pitching Mole Cricket is just broken.
Yep, turn 0, gets that online. Against any deck, everybody's gonna run into Chaos Hunter. It might not always be relevant, but getting the value off getting the Mole Cricket is worth just summoning a dead body sometimes. So like against Raizio, this is always getting sided out. I have other things that I'd like to try against him, but it's come up against Malice, so that always feels good seeing that against them at least. That instantly won me a game, one of them. the last game they were able to out it, but that happens.
Pretty cool.
So going further into the hand trap lineup, I have the Charmies. I'm
nice.
on 3 Fua, 1 Perulia. I want to get some more Perulias. That's probably going to be what the Shining Star Dragon gets replaced into. These just kind of always feel good since I know I'm blind in second.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever they resolve, I'm almost always in a good spot. I had one game where they did, after a Fua resolved, they just passed, which was the right play. Being that it's an entirely reactive deck, I ended up just passing back. But since he started playing again the next turn, I was able to keep playing as well. Got an extra draw for 1 extra turn, and still was able to take that. So works out. Felt great. Yeah, no complaints. I would love to just up the count of these guys.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So then after that,
Valor.
3 Valor. Feels great. It's a light that gets into the grave for the Bystials, so that even if my opponent's not on something that I get to banish too much off of, or if I'm against Malice and I don't want to banish their stuff, Valor just pairs great. Just something that I always love to see in the opening hand, not being a one of. So that's good. Then we got 2 Ash.
2 Ash?
2 Ash.
Interesting.
I'm going kind of like a even split after that. It's not a light or a dark, so it doesn't always feel great. Usually I often feel that I have more valuable interactions than Ash. 2 felt good from that.
Nice, okay.
So then rounding it out, 2 Ghost Ogre. I like this card right now. It feels like it hits Ryziel pretty well. That's the main thing that I like to see it against. It's another light hand trap, so just want to maximize my chances of being able to Bystial, since my main Naturia engine is not a Bystial friendly engine. So just want to be able to make sure I can get my own lights or darks into the graveyard for them.
Makes sense. Nice.
And then last up, 2 Nibiru's.
How are these today?
It felt good. I only really used it against Ryziel. Sometimes, if needed, I decided to side 1 out, but it felt impactful. Sometimes they're able to recover, but if they started pushing too much, we're able to break a bunch of my earlier interactions, puts that through, clears the board, and then I can go for sort of a soft turn 2 with SP or Typhon, which just sort of neutralize the game state.
Now let's see that extra. I'm so excited, dude.
So after that,
is this 40 cards?
40 cards. Yes. I think it works because Hoppier, I just want to maximize my chances of seeing that. There are a few bricks that I would like to not see, but for maximizing my chances on the good Bystials and the Hoppier, that's just how it's got to be.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so going into the extra, I've got 1 Sunavalon Dryas. This pairs with Camellia perfectly to proc SP Little Knight.
Yeah. Do you ever do the SP and then on res regain shuffle the opponent's monster? How often does that come up?
It didn't come up today. What I did have that interaction come up, but not through regained, instead through Bystial Dispowder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
so
really sick.
We were able to pull that off through that instead. So keeping up with the links, I have the White Woman.
Did she come up today?
She actually did come up today.
Ooh, okay.
She put in good work onto an established Ryziel board.
Nice.
One weakness that I just know of this deck is being able to deal with big monsters. If I've already done my SP banish, I don't have a whole lot of options other than like Druid Swarm. So this is just another option that it's just to help give a little bit of utility in the extra if needed, because often Naturias can just summon a bunch of bodies off Cricket, and they might not always be good bodies, so this helps deal with stuff.
That makes sense.
So that's it for all the links.
Okay.
After that, for the Exceeds, I have 1 Lars. Sometimes I just have an excess of level 6 bodies with the Fire Attacker and the Bystials. If I don't have any Camellias or the Naturias or any Hoppiers, they're not really accomplishing a lot, so he's just a negate that I can transform it into. Didn't come up today, but it's got its niche cases. Then after that, Typhon.
Yes.
Need Typhon. Love Typhon. Doesn't doesn't always win me the game, but really helps with this deck.
You play so much on your opponent's turn that like Typhon is just so free.
Yeah, oftentimes after all the interruptions that they've done, they've only got like one big interruption left, like say
Detonator.
Yeah. And then just throw this on, get rid of it, and then simplified game state.
Yeah.
And then hope that if I still have hand traps left, I can keep going through their turn after that.
Yeah.
That's it for the Exceeds. Then
Would you consider something like M7 to recycle your Bystials? Or is that a little too greedy?
I would consider it.
Okay. I'm sure the extra's probably very tight with all the synchros you're playing.
It definitely is. There's some things that I that didn't come up today that I can think about cutting. So this is definitely not a final product. The Lars might get changed. So into the synchros.
Okay.
I have Naturia Beast.
Yeah.
This is just good sometimes. I made this when I got forced to go first.
Yes.
He was a good card into their board. Unfortunately, it didn't get me the win. Sometimes your opponent does just have what they need to out to it. But you can't not run him in Naturia.
I'd imagine this is very good against Ryziel, right? They have so many searching spells.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good. It comes up. It definitely comes up.
Yeah.
After that, I have Red Wyvern.
Interesting.
This is something that can get made off of if I do Mole Cricket. Sometimes the line ends up being summon Camellia plus Sunflower, and if I don't want to go straight into SP, this is another option for getting me a pop.
Okay.
The Camellia summon would send the Sacred Tree, get me back the Blessing, and then I can use Red Wyvern after he's popped to make a Synchro 10.
Nice. Yeah, it does seem pretty good.
Didn't come up today. Might not stick around. I don't think it's seeing as much play. I used to fiddle around with Retaliating Sea, and then this would be...
Okay, yeah, that does seem very good with Retaliating Sea.
Yeah, it would be a hoppier target for him. But I cut Retaliating Sea. It just it's not too
niche,
impactful right now.
Yeah.
Even with the Mitsurugi, it would also limit my plays a lot.
Right.
Sometimes it was doing more harm than good.
That makes sense.
So then after that, the targets for Hoppier off of a Bystial, I have Enigmaster Packbit. I didn't summon him today, but love this guy.
Yes.
This guy is awesome. He is a discard outlet. If I opened, say, a Bystial plus Hoppier and Mole Cricket, he's an interruption plus gets my Mole Cricket engraved. Putting something into the back row, and then I can, if Mole Cricket started cycling and I get the Chameleon field, I can synchro with him into a 12, get him in the back row, and then summon him back. Just good looping of the resources. Even if I'm having to discard for it, the interruption that he does for that, just too nice. So he's a great addition. After that, I have Diabolantis. Also did not come up today. This is one that I'm considering cutting sometimes. So this is for if I want to get the Naturias in rotation but didn't open any of it. It just foolishes the Mole Cricket, gets that going. Against decks where I think the two negates is the most value that I can get, and getting my Naturia in rotation, he would be the play. But right now with the current meta, most decks are able to deal with the Naturias, so putting just a dead body so that I can get my negates set up for after a few more summons, it's not doing great. And then last up, Excel's Synchro Stardust Dragon. He felt great. He was definitely the one that was coming up the most.
Like
doing
the main
line,
interruption.
Doing the line with Stardust into
Satellite Warrior.
Top 2. Summons at 4,500 attack, can't be affected.
Thanks to the Ass Dragon there. Yes, very good.
And then nobody was ever able to deal with it, but even if they do deal with it, it summons both of these back. Stardust is another negate. Stardust still counts as a negate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Excel is another body that I'd be able to do whatever I want with it.
Nice.
This is just an awesome line.
Really this does seem very good. This was what really did me in our match. Very, very,
yes. Works great if, like, after all the other interruptions I've done, if they set some cards or had anything left over, end of main, hop here, go into satellite, pop the rest of the board, and then just clear with that.
Yes.
After that, I have one Ravenous whatever his name is.
Crocodragon, yeah.
Crocodragon.
The Croc. I was wondering when this would come up.
Yeah, he is the hoppier target for if my only body on board is Chaos Hunter.
Yep.
Comes up for that. I didn't have to. It's not always great to do. Doesn't always feel great.
Right.
I would never do it against Malice, but if I'm against like Bystial and I needed to summon just to get something engraved, like if I opened Sacred Tree plus Chaos Hunter and Hoppier,
yeah,
this is great because I searched off the Mole Cricket earlier.
Oh,
but sometimes the extra draw from him does help me get to that. So
that does seem really good.
Yeah, the pop plus setting up Mole Cricket really can pay off sometimes. So then after that, the Dispotter, like I mentioned, he could be a target off for the Excel Stardust if I value a negate more than that. But would need to require my opponent to have banished some of their cards so that his negate is live.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He feels great. Being able to get the free extra body, really just every effect can get so much value for him. I've forced cards out from Mitsurugi trying to summon back any of their stuff. A lot of times just being able to force them to interact can lead to a good chain from that. So yeah, I'd say like these two, the MVPs for today from my deck, the most valuable ones to summon, because a Bystial plus Camellia just makes it so easy to go into and have some pressure. And then last, Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon.
How was this today?
I'm a big fan of him. He only came up once or twice, but when he did, it just dismantled the boards. Being able to put one in the back row and then pop what I put in the back row, pop another. So good. Even though he's only the every other turn, sometimes I can set him up turn 0. So he would be the guy that I summon if I did have that very high roll hand of opening the Shining Star Dragon plus the Hoppier line. So I'd be able to go into Satellite, Vengeance Dragon, just to make sure nothing ever happened. But also he can come up if I have, say, Bystial Lubellion, do the search, summon him back, because I want the value off the Lubellion, but
you struggle to synchro it off because it's a level 8, which is a little weird. But so you can make Vengeance Dragon.
This guy is great. I used to run the Crimson the
Crimson Dragon.
Crimson Dragon.
But you need a lot of extra deck space, right?
It worked great for that high roll hand of the Hoppier plus the Bystial, because I'd get into that, go into a level 10 synchro. Unbeatable board, but like you said, took too much extra deck space and wasn't flexible. Didn't work with the Lubellion plus Camellia line. So this is just a great change for that, adding on to it.
That's a really neat extra deck. Okay, let's see that side deck. I'm curious to see how you.
The side deck is experimental. To say, I came here really just wanting to try out some cards from this. Not everything worked. Not everything got sided in. Some of them I'm glad did not need to get sided in.
Okay, let's see.
So first up, Harpies, 2 Lightning Storm. If I played against Lab or anything like that, I don't interact with decks that just set stuff. If you're not summoning monsters, it's not too great for me. Just need this as a way to be able to at least have a chance to play against them, or at least blow out what they're doing.
Some nice back removal there.
So then after that, my Malice cards. Great Phantasme. I love him. I wish more decks played Link so I could put him in the main. He comes up in that matchup so much, being able to draw me into the cards that I need, being a discard outlet if it comes up.
True.
If they want to try to target, I can get that. He's a negate. 3 Lancias.
And you can draw into Lancia off of the Phantasme, and you can draw into Hoppier Squadron and like Croc draw more cards and like really go ham with that. Oh my gosh.
Do a lot.
So cool.
Lancia, don't need to explain that.
For Malice.
That's just Malice. Having the 3 Chaos Hunter, 3 Lancia, you're gonna hopefully see something off of it, or you're gonna Mulch Army into something.
For sure.
Yeah, that was always good. And then the experimental thing, this is just for fun. I wanted to try it out. I really like this card. This is Gizmek Uka. He is, if your opponent summons anything off the out of the main deck, so that can be, happens a lot with Mitsurugi or often with Ryziel. They summon out of main deck a lot, or Fiendsmith can do it a lot.
Okay.
So if it'll summon himself, so that's another body, and then
Summons Mole Cricket? Is that the target?
Nobody's playing Earths. If I were playing against like Dragon Rulers, would love to do that. That would be my favorite thing to do. Okay. But I have to target an opponent's monsters.
Oh, okay.
So what I picked as my spread for that, Regenesis Warrior.
What the hell is this doing here?
That is for the Ryziel matchup.
Okay.
Oftentimes they will already have, say, Duo Drive or something on the board.
Okay.
So I target him. This guy feels good.
Yeah.
He is a tribute him to a bounce, and then at the end of the turn, he's an extra body.
Ooh, okay.
I even got some value. I sided in once, I sided in a couple times. Opened him once, but against Mitsurugi, he was just my discard, and then I got him back. Didn't feel too bad to see.
Okay, nice.
This was the one that I was happy with. The other two, I was not happy with. They would not stick around. So I have the Iris Sword Soul. There are not a lot of good light targets. She's okay. I have 3 Veiler. She can come up, but I don't think I'm going to keep her. Ryziel, this is another one that, against Ryziel, they do have, if they node, it'll summon it back with its effects negated. Right. So that is a chance for Iris Sword Soul, being able to get the draw 2 or the destroy. It can come up. Yeah. I don't think I liked it. I don't think she's going to stay. Okay. And then the last one was just a guess for if I ran into it. Just because it's funny. If I ran into Mermail, they summon from main deck all the time. Right. So this plus this makes Croc, gets me a discard out.
Nice. Yeah, that'll get your Mole Cricket online. Nice.
So anything, I just wanted to try out anything that could get me bodies on turn 0 for me to just keep playing. I just think it's so much fun for that type of gameplay style. So I had a great time with the deck. This was against Ryziel. This was what I'd side in. Okay. Didn't feel good. Yeah, probably won't keep doing it. Right. I think this is probably going to go after this, and I'll find other more impactful cards. Right.
Did anybody happen to make you go first? Did that happen a lot today?
It came up once. Okay. The Malice player in top 4 made me go first. I opened Mole Cricket, so that was my best play. I was able to end with Nat Beast, Mole Cricket, so that during their turn, Mole Cricket set up Camellia plus Sunflower, and then on their first summon, I also put up the Chaos Hunter. Yeah. But sometimes that's not enough. Right. So they were able to attack over the Chaos Hunter going into the Link 3, and then their Link 3 was pointing to something, so they were able to banish my Sunflower. I can't respond. And then they had 2 Bystials in hand to attack over my Camellia and my Nat Beast, and my whole board was gone after that.
Yeah, so that's pretty rough,
the going first felt good when they made me do it.
Right.
And I still had some hand traps to keep playing with, but sometimes I just have it.
So congratulations on your top 4 finish at today's multi-box tournament. This deck is really cool. I'm really glad to have you on the channel, Harrison. And it was nice meeting you today and playing against you, even though I just got hosed. So that's going to be it for today's deck profile. If you guys enjoyed, I'd appreciate a like, and consider subscribing to the channel for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content.